basketball all the time. I'm just kidding. I would like to bring up to you the next representative for the 1st Congressional District, Mr. Matt Mowers.
Someone must not like me. They have me speak after Steve. Man, how do you keep up with that? Well, everyone, thanks for coming out. I see some popcorn in the back, but I guess that's because we're going to save the champagne for 5 weeks from now. Is that right? Yeah. Well, as you I think everyone here knows, I'm Matt Mowers. I'm running against Nancy Pelosi's #1 sock puppet. Yeah. You know, and I got to tell you, we're going to see tonight, for everyone out there, exactly the vision that they're going for right now. Exactly the vision of not just Joe Biden, but the vision of AOC, the vision of Nancy Pelosi, the vision of Annie Kuster, the vision of Jeanne Shaheen, and yes, the vision of Chris Pappas. It's not a vision that believes in us. It's a vision that believes in a bunch of bureaucrats down in Washington, D.C. It's not a vision that believes that we can make decisions for ourselves and our families, but one that puts more and more control and power in their hands. It's not one that says we should keep our money, because I think we're all working pretty hard. I look at it around right now. I can tell you this, I can sense that you put in a hard day's work before you came out, and that's appreciated. But we should be keeping more of that money, not sending it down for some harebrained scheme that AOC dreams up in some whiteboard sitting around a college dorm room somewhere. We need someone who's going to go down there and empower us. And so that's why this election is so important. You know, because it's not just important for the president, because he's going to win, right? We are going to make sure he wins. But it's important to vote Republican up and down the ballot. Because I keep thinking about this. Imagine this. November 3rd, you're flipping through the channels. Donald Trump wins. Rachel Maddow's crying. You know, even Chris Wallace's head is kind of frazzled. And yet, then all of a sudden it says, Pelosi to remain a speaker. I think about that. I think about what a wasted opportunity we'll have if we do all this hard work. We do everything we need to do, whether it's bringing our neighbors out to vote, whether it's actually signing up to be a poll watcher at defendtheballot.com, all of that. We do all of our jobs. He gets reelected, and then we have 2 more years. Because you know what they're going to do. You know they're going to push for court packing. You know they're going to push to impeach him again. You know they're going to try to do anything they can to undermine our Constitution and undermine our president. Well, we can't let that happen. So it's not just enough to
can't let that happen!
That's right.
We can't!
All right. So we need to make sure we go out there. Because, by the way, it's just as important here in New Hampshire, right? Governor Sununu just a couple weeks ago had to veto another income tax. He had to veto more bills from Democrats trying to take away our rights to the Second Amendment. That's what he's doing there. But we send some more reinforcements up there. And we get him some help. You know what we're going to be able to do? We're going to actually defend the New Hampshire advantage and have people understand what makes New Hampshire unique and not just try to turn it into Massachusetts. Right? That's what's at stake right now. And Hal told me to bring a really important point. I was talking to Al before, and he said, you got to talk about something really important. And he's absolutely right. You know what else is on the ballot? Redistricting. If we don't win this year, if we don't take control in Concord, if we don't take control down in Washington, D.C., you know who controls redistricting? The other side. And you know what happens then? 10 more years of the same. 10 more years of districts drawn to protect a Democratic majority. We can't allow that to happen, which means this. In the next 5 weeks, as tired as we are, as hard as we feel like we're working, we need to do more. Because you can see, I mean, geez, you turn on CNN for 12 seconds, and you see the blood sport this has become with the other side. They're willing to do anything it takes to win this election. They're willing to do anything it takes to ensure that power, because that's what it's about for them, right? It's not about ideas. It's not about making our country better. It's about power for them. They're trying to make sure power is in their hands for the next 10 years, and that's what's on the ballot. So I know I'm preaching to the choir, but sometimes you got to preach to the choir and make them sing. So for the next 5 weeks, we need to be out there, knocking on doors, making phone calls, doing everything we can, dragging neighbors out to vote, because if we don't do it, and if we don't do it this time, we've got 10 really cold, dark years out there where we're not going to even recognize what New Hampshire looks like anymore, and how we may not recognize what our country looks like. I know none of us want that outcome. So I appreciate you being here. I appreciate everything you're doing every day for our president, for the entire Republican ticket, and with your help, like I said, that popcorn, we won't need any popcorn. We'll all be drinking some really nice stuff in 5 short weeks. Let's get out there and work.